Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming back. I am back with my two good friends. I have Lady Suzanne and Lady Emily here with me today. Would you ladies mind saying hello?
Hey.
Hey.
Great. And this is my very first podcast with these young ladies, and I'm very blessed to have them here to help me out on this journey that I'm starting here. So with no further ado, we will introduce our two ladies, our two co-hosts for this evening on this lovely 18th of December. Well, let's start with the lady to my left, Miss Lady Susie. Please introduce yourself to our listeners.
All right. My name is Suzanne Dosu. I'm 45 from Massachusetts. Work for a local university, IT manager.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm divorced, but I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna say I'm married for the last 3 years. And no kids.
You said unmarried?
I'm married, yes.
Okay. Hey,
yeah.
unmarried.
It's the new thing. We're
It's
not gonna say divorce. Yeah, we're gonna say I'm married.
Okay, she's a divorcee.
No, we're not even gonna say that. We're gonna say I'm married. So.
All right.
But yeah, so that's what I got for you guys, and I'm Haitian. So there you go.
Oh, right. All right. That's actually part of some of my questions that I have to you. All right, Lady Emily, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Emily Obis, and I am also in Massachusetts.
I'm sorry. We're not saying Obis. Come on. Let's say how we.
Oba. Yeah. So, so with a name like that, I'm of Haitian descent. And I'm also 45. Right. I am a mother of 3. I'm an LPN working towards my RN.
All right. Yes. Another nurse.
Nice.
And yeah, that's about it right now. I do some photography, but primarily as a hobby right now.
And would you please let our listeners know where they can contact you for your hobbies?
I can be reached on Instagram or Facebook at Emily Obis Photo.
I'm sorry, could you spell that out for them, please?
Sure. Emilie. Obis is OBAS and Photo. So you can find me on either one of those platforms.
Is it photo or photos with an S?
Nope, Photo.
Okay.
And we can find you on Facebook as well as IG.
Yep.
All right, great. Wonderful. And Susie, do you do any hobbies?
I'm a home baker on the side. I do that.
That's your side hustle?
That's my side hustle. That's it. I do a little something on the
side. People need to know about that banana pudding that you be
yes.
It's to die for, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a little something.
Yo, Susan, please let them know your Instagram or your Facebook.
My Instagram page is SUZAN 77687, Suzanne 77687. That's my Instagram handle. So if you want to hit me up.
Right, and look at those lovely pictures of them cakes, them desserts. I don't even know what I'm going to do every time the holiday comes. I just think of Susie, and I think of Emily for photos. Yes,
really.
That was a plug. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my first podcast, and this topic for today is Pimpin still alive? Is Pimpin still alive? Yes. So we are going to ask these young ladies some questions and see where their thoughts are and see how we can connect as one, as a community, for us ladies and us men, or well, for the men, and see how we can come together and just have a common ground, a place to chill, chit chat, and express ourselves. Right, ladies?
Right.
Okay, but first of all, before I go into that, just want to talk about how we came together, how we met.
Right. Geez, it's been a while.
Yes, it has been a while. So I came to you guys in St. Clair's.
Right. An all-girls high school.
Yes, an all-girls high school in on Cummings Ave.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Cummings Highway.
Highway. Yep,
Yes,
in
but I
Massachusetts.
originally started from St. Gregory's on Dot Ave, which unfortunately closed. And then in '92, we had to transfer to St. Clair's. And do you guys remember what they used to call us?
Not me, but I had to hang out with y'all. So
Oh,
on the hill.
oh, so now,
Hoes on the hill.
so now we just hoes. We just hoes.
Not me.
Yeah,
I
sure.
was
Okay.
I was a saint. I was a saint.
You went to the school. You went to the school.
I went to the school.
We all were hoes on the hill.
I don't know. I don't collectively.
Collectively, yes. You
No.
all, yes. you were in the census,
ma'am.
And then if you went to St. Greg's, we would call St. Pregs.
Gregory's. Yes.
St. Pregs. And I was like, heck no, that was my mama. My mama's Haitian. We don't allow
we knew
that.
Better. We gotta live. We gotta make it past high school.
Yes, I know. So, and I know that collectively we've known each other way over past 20 years here.
Right.
So it's a thick relationship here, ladies and gentlemen. Thick relationship.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've introduced ourselves. You got to know us a little better. Oh, how about myself? I didn't even introduce myself.
You didn't do anything for you.
Oh yeah,
I know your name, but who are you?
Well, my name is Sheila. My name is Sheila Buwan Joseph.
Tell us a little bit more about yourself, ma'am.
Okay, my name is Sheila Buwan Joseph, and I am 46. I live in the Pan, and I do a little dibble dabble of crocheting and helping out seasoning people's meats during Thanksgiving. Shout out to Suzanne. And I do that on the side. If you want some extra pima in your spice of your meat.
And your ippies.
You just call it shake. No. I would do a little dibble dabble in knitting. And I think that's about it. I'm actually a notary of the public. So if you need something notarized, you are very welcome to contact me via Facebook or email. You can reach me as an M as in Mary, M as in Mary, E as in Edgar, sunflower23 at Gmail. Again, that's MME sunflower23 at Gmail. And please put thick chicks with a thought, or I will just consider it spam and go bye-bye. Sorry, dogs.
Got it.
All right. So first question goes, how do you pimp yourself when you're feeling extra good?
I'll take this one. I think for me, a good example yesterday, because it was a long week from work and stuff. So I came home and I was just like, you know what? Let me just glam up. So what makes me feel better is putting on a cute outfit, do my makeup, get my hair cut, fresh to death. And and then go out, have some dinner, some drinks with some friends,
Okay. Now, how about you, Emily?
I think for me, trying to get out sometimes can be a challenge with the 3 kids and everything, but the little time that I do try to kind of spend time by myself, I try to, mascara is a big thing for me. I don't know what it is, but I've always loved putting on mascara. So whenever I go out, it could be no place special, but for some reason, like just putting on the mascara on my lashes just makes me feel, I don't know, it's uplifting for me. And then doing my eyebrows, so for me, it's kind of like low key right now, just because of time constraints and things like that. But if I did have it any other way, I think like traveling would be a big thing for me. Like that's what would make me feel really good. Like traveling with the kids, traveling by myself, traveling with friends, traveling with family, just trying to explore the world.
Okay. All right. And
road trip. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Girls
that's
trip.
Fine.
We should do a girls trip. Take Emily with us. Yep, definitely do a girls trip. Come on, let's go.
Girl, I got my 2 kids, and believe me, I need a girls trip myself. And from my husband. Hey, hi, honey. Yeah. Seriously. But I mean, so what do you guys consider black girl magic, which should say black lady magic. What do you guys consider to be black magic for you guys?
I think black girl magic is oh my god, there's like so much to it. I think the key thing is in black girl magic is actually uplifting other black women, like acknowledging their beauty, you know, like you see, because I think that in the past, like when I remember growing up, like black women would walk by each other and not even acknowledge each other. Like we don't even make eye contact. But as time has gone by, and I think especially after the pandemic, like I think I've seen a lot of black people acknowledging each other now when we're passing, like, oh, hey, how you doing? Have a great day. And then even better, like, oh, you know, you look good. Oh, I like your shirt. Oh, I like your dress. Oh, your makeup is popping. Oh, your hair is nice. You know, just
Now,
being able to do it.
Do you think that's because of the recent things that's been going on, the tragedy of how, you know, some African Americans are just being targeted, especially our men?
I think it's a result of the pandemic. I think that because of the pandemic, it allowed people to stop. So I think that with the pandemic, everybody was forced to stop. We stopped, sit down, and you had no place or nothing to do really, but to watch what was happening on TV unfold before your eyes, right? And absolutely. So you're dealing with, you know, racism and Trump and the pandemic and the death toll and stuff. And it really, I think that, you know, being able to, like, everything, we were forced to deal with it. And so, you know, and I think there is a movement that's happening where it's uplifting a lot of the black girl magic, black boy joy, like all this, because
I never heard that. Black boy joy. What's going on here?
Black boy joy. You'll see if you look up the hashtag on Instagram or TikTok, you'll find like seeing little black boys smiling, seeing joy in their eyes, or black men like smiling, and it's not the negative picture that media paint of the black community. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot that you see on Instagram and TikTok, Facebook, where it speaks like there's a lot of positivity that goes to the black people magic movement. If you think
now, can I ask you this now? Do you think that the positivity is really extra enforced because of the pandemic?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was on its way. It was on its way. And I think with the pandemic, it just shot because like there's like so much that I follow on Instagram that it's just seeing black love, you know, black boy joy and black girl magic and all this stuff. Like it's amazing. It shows you so much that we've never seen when we were growing up. So the kids today, black kids today, to be able to see that on social media, because that's in their face every day, all day, be able to see themselves in a positive light versus what's being shown on TV, that the way they don't have that much control is a big deal, I think.
Okay. Now, what do you guys consider as black girl therapy for you? What's your black girl therapy?
I'll let Emily answer that one. She's free.
Emily just
left
us.
No, I'm here. Yeah,
she left us, girl. She don't like us because we black. She don't like us because we black.
Man, we need you here.
So black girl therapy. I think that's very there's a lot of layers to that, I feel.
But what's your black girl therapy? Like, what's your therapy that I just need to do this to recenter yourself?
Recenter. I think acknowledging how far I've come for me is has been something that has kind of kept me going. Like I'm 45. When I look back, 20, 30 years ago, there's an element of me that is still there, but yet there's a whole layer on top of layer on top of layer that wasn't there before. And I obviously have God to thank for that, and people that I have always kept around me to kind of instill that in me. Like, for example, the two of you and our other friends that we've been friends with for a long time, and my family members and my parents and things like that. So I think I've been gifted to be around positive people that have helped me to recognize the goodness in me. And that sounds easy, but it's a struggle, especially when you don't really get that positive reinforcement. Not that we actually need it. Like, I feel like sometimes we look for that reinforcement, we're looking for validation, but at the same time, I think every now and then it's good to be told, hey, you're doing a good job, or hey,
Absolutely.
I really appreciate what you're doing, and for it to be reciprocated as well. Like, I
Yeah.
know sometimes I need to be deliberate about uplifting people that are around me, whether it's my children or family members, because might sound easy, but I think sometimes we tend to forget.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would say for therapy, that's like, for me, that would be my thing. Like, that's the thing that I kind of hold on to, is like, um, I've come, I've come a long way from where I was,
Yes.
um,
Now,
years
do you
ago.
guys, like back in the day and in the future, I mean, not in the future, but at present, do you guys have you ever rated yourself, like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You have?
Yeah.
You have. Oh, okay,
I
that's
don't
interesting.
think I ever have, because I think, like, for me, going back to that validation thing,
Mm-hmm.
I think, unfortunately, I've always I was looking to other people to validate me
Mm-hmm.
and to kind of rate their opinion about me, where I shouldn't have been doing that from the beginning.
Okay.
I think if anybody's going to rate anybody, if it needs to happen, that it should
You
be
Be
should-
you.
us,
Yes.
Of
right?
course, it
Yes.
should be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, because at times back in the day, like in my younger years, I would rate myself like at least a 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always continue to say, "Yo, Sheila, how you rate yourself a 7?" And I don't even know what the heck a 7 is,
Right.
you
Right.
know. But I knew
Right.
I would always go that 7. I'm not a perfect 10. I'm not that skinny, bottom shaped woman,
Yeah.
but I know at least I'm a 7, because I know I got, you see the kids around tits and ass. That's what I got. So I know that put me at a 7 somewhere.
Right. Right.
Yes.
No, no.
All right. So are you guys impressed with the dating scene today? Like, I know you guys are single, but like the dating scene, are you
Girl.
impressed with
I'm gonna
what's
let
coming out?
Suzanne take that one.
My God, the dating scene. This is like a podcast by itself alone. Like,
Yes.
go on. Like, I want to say the dating scene sucks. It sucks.
It does.
It really challenges how you see people and how you move.
Wait, are you saying dating scene when you back in the day, or dating scene
like as of
like
today,
as of right today?
like as of today,
Okay.
and mind you, I'm a different version of myself, right? So,
Yes.
and mind you, I got a divorce 2 years, I think it's 2 years ago. 2 years ago, got a divorce. So I've been off the scene for like 18 years. And then I got reintroduced 3 years ago. And so I'm just like, what is this? Like, what's happening? Like, I'll never forget. And I think I told you guys, I was like, the new business cards for dating now is dick pics. Like, you're online, you're minding your business, and a guy will slide in your DMs like, hey, how you doing, beautiful? And then you chit-chatting, whatever, and then boom, there's a dick pic in your face. You're like, wait, what?
Oh.
I never even asked you for that. So there's a lot of stuff that's so new that especially if you're somebody who's been off the block, and like booed up for a very long time, or haven't been dating at all. And then
Right.
for you to reintroduce yourself to it, there's a lot that's a shock to the system. And like, unfortunately, you have to adjust accordingly to make sure that you move and not lose your mind with it. So yeah, it's challenging.
How have you adjusted? I mean, I know back in the day we would guys would just like, do you like me? Check yes, no,
Right.
maybe. But now you getting, penis pics.
Right.
It's like, yo, yo, dog, what are you doing here? Can we meet? Can we see each other before you start sending me your stuff? I mean, is that just like, a thing like you hand out like candy? Like
There are dudes who do that, and I know there's women that do that too. But I think it depends on where you are when it comes to when you're single. I think everybody, and I think we've had this conversation before. Right. I think everybody, depending on where you are in life, has had a whole phase, right? So we all had our whole phase where we had our moments, you know, we just didn't care, whatever.
I never had that, sis. Eh, okay, keep going.
Anyways, so we all had a whole phase. Okay, we've all had a whole phase, and
Yeah, sis.
I ain't even looking at you.
Why not? I mean,
I'm not
I never
looking.
had that. I am on éducateur du Saint-Esprit. Amen. That's who I was.
Let me just back away from my laptop before the lightning strikes. Ma'am. So, anyways, like I was saying, we all have had a whole phase. And at one point you do get tired.
Yes.
And so then you reevaluate yourself as an individual in the situation and figure out what is it that I want long term, you know? And then take it from there, you know, and so yeah, it's different.
Okay, so okay, ladies, tell me, if you could build your man, hypothetically speaking, no one can build a man unless you know it's a robot. If you could put in your 3 absolute requirements into this man, what would they be?
Only
Emily?
3? No, only 3?
3, just top 3. Emily, we'll start with Emily.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a hard one, especially when you're dealing with like someone who has collected. I have a list of like 20 things. So to narrow it down
to 3, just your top 3. Your top 3.
I would say there's got to be chemistry, and I know that that's kind of like a cliche. Oh, you know, you have chemistry, but I think when we think about chemistry, it comes down to, do we connect? Is there a true connection?
Right.
Once you establish that connection, I feel like there's virtually nothing that can really separate you. You may have a bad day, your partner may have a bad day, you may have like a huge fight or argument, but then you're brought back because of that chemistry that you've already established. And that helps to kind of seal things. And I think it does kind of help to bring things back into some type of normalcy when things are really rocky. And I think a lot of times chemistry is mistaken for other things.
So, okay, let's say this particular guy that you have, that, you know, he's just a friend, he's just a homeboy, or he's like the total opposite of you, and you don't have that chemistry. Every time you say that foot flank, I'm sorry for our non-Haitian speakers. I'm sorry, Creole speaker. This guy's getting me on my nerves. Basically, that's what I just said. So how would you create that chemistry?
Well, I think it's something that I think people assume that chemistry is something that either is there or either it's not. It's something that, you know, either you got it or you don't. But I actually think that chemistry is something that you kind of work on, because I feel that a lot of different components come with chemistry. We might have a lot of things in common. It doesn't mean that we have a true chemistry. It doesn't mean that we really connect. We might, claim that we have strong feelings for each other, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's a chemistry. So I think chemistry is something that's a little bit more complicated than how people put it out there. And it's something that you really have to be strategic about, and you really have to think about what it is that binds you to this person.
Right.
It's not just, oh, wow, I have butterflies when I'm near him or her. That could be part of it, but I think chemistry is a little bit more complicated. It's much deeper.
I think it's more like I think it's more like it's the vibe and the energy that really it adds to the chemistry, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
It's the energy vibe. If the person has a good energy and it vibes with you, and you feel at peace when you're next to the person, or when you're in that person's presence, or when you're talking to them on the phone, like you feel good, you feel really solid with that. That goes a long way. That actually really does go a long way.
It does. And I think it's something that as women, I mean, I gotta speak for myself, but I know a lot of times I've been in situations where I knew that the chemistry was not there. I knew that the vibe and the energy was not there, but I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe it will happen, or let's try a little bit further, or let me give it all I've got, maybe it will happen. But what I've learned is that there is just, life is way too short, and it's almost like a what's the word I'm looking for, a disservice to yourself and to the other person to really keep trying to do something, or keep trying to get something out of something that you clearly know, that you know your conscience knows, your heart knows, your spirit knows it's just not there.
Right.
So
don't force it. If you and sorry to cut you off, it's like like the dating scene. You can talk to somebody on the phone, you're like, wow, we really vibe and everything's great, the energy, everything's good. You mean with the person, it's like a womp.
Right.
You're so right.
It is right. And so you get there and the date is okay, but you're feeling awkward. You don't feel, and it's not you feeling like you feel nervous. If you're nervous, but anytime during that date, you're just not having a good time, or the nerves never went, and this negative nervousness.
And I
it's not good,
And I think it's because they're behind a phone or a computer, they can say anything to make you mesmerize and stuff. But now when it's face to face, and when you actually have to be the person that you claim to be, it's a hard thing. It's a very hard thing. Okay, Emily, what's number 2?
So, I really think that, I'm gonna take it to like a spiritual level, but I just feel like that person has to be on some type of level that I am in spiritually.
Okay.
I've been in relationships where, I made it a point, or we made it a point to pray together, whether it was just like reading the Bible or praying and stuff like that. That really helped me to feel comfortable. So I would say like the spiritual aspect of it is a big, is key for me. I don't know how else to explain it. It's not even about like going to church every day and stuff like that. I think just being able to talk about, you know what, babe, I had a really hard day. Let's just like pray about this without feeling awkward. That's just me. And I would say number 3 would be definitely, I think it's a no-brainer, but I mean, I would want the person to feel comfortable around people that are important to me. Not to say that the person has to be quote unquote accepted by my friends and family. Yes, it would be nice, but I want people to feel, I want him to feel comfortable around people that matter to me. My mom, my dad, my kids, my friends, my family. And at the end of the day, I think I think it kind of seals the deal when you know that you can bring this person around people that are important to you, and you feel good about it. So that wouldn't be like my only 3. Like I said, I have like a full page worth of stuff.
That's why I limited to 3. Lord,
but can I add a bonus?
Oh, wow. Yes, go ahead.
And just for the person to accept me for who I am.
And I think
who are you? That's major. I'm a work in progress. I am perfectly imperfect.
That's right.
And it would be nice, it's nice to know that someone's there through all the, changes that somebody may go through, but they're still there.
How about you, Suze? What's your top 3?
I don't have a top 3, Jesus. Somebody who is accept me for who I am. I'm not perfect. Who's intelligent. I'm somewhat like a brainiac.
Really, Suze? You're somewhat like a brainiac. You are the individual that I bring to the store when they're having 30-40%
We're not gonna go there.
Yes, we are.
That's my former life.
No.
That's my former life.
It's not your former life,
What's the
it's your
question, ma'am?
No, I said, Susie, just say 30%.
Anyways,
Yo, my homegirl will look up in the sky, do the
look for the answer.
Go, and come back and say, yo, it's gonna be $5 off. I was like, yes, that's why I bring you. That's why I bring you.
Ma'am, I'm gonna tell you shit. Anyways,
Susie, you know you love me, baby.
mm-hmm.
You know I be loving you all the time.
Mm-hmm. I know. Intelligence. Being able, he needs to be able to know, to not allow, what's really important to me, not allowed to let his pride get him fucked up. And
What do you mean?
Pride, like, so I'll explain. So the intelligence, making sure he can humble himself and make sure that he doesn't let his pride fuck him up. Sheesh, only 3. And he has to be funny. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna go like 4 or 5. I'm sorry. Funny and be able, sorry, I just had to. I'm sorry.
Right,
Emily can go back and amend. Emily can go back and amend. But he has to be funny. He got to be able to be funny and be goofy with me because I have my moments, you know.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Man, whatever. So that, and then yeah, I mean, there's like so much more, but the humbling pride piece
Is your
and it's not only men. I think it's both with men and women.
We're building the perfect men. That's it. There's no women. Don't include them. That's another topic.
Oh yeah, sorry. So with the men,
mm-hmm.
the humbling pride thing, in my experience, is know when to tone down your pride and when to bring it back up in certain situations. Men, I think some men, not all, have sometimes they have a difficulty, managing their prides depending on the situation that's presented. And it's okay. And it also, and this brings, oh my God, it brings us into a different topic of, I understand men, they believe that they're supposed to be able to lead us. And at the same time, they are, right? They're supposed to lead us, and some women, some women today is like, I'm not gonna be submissive like that, But I think people get it wrong in terms of, if you are dating someone, the vibe, the energy is good.
Yes.
And you are watching this individual and you see that this individual can lead himself in his life and lead himself in good direction and make good decisions, then I honestly believe that as the person dating that person and watching him move, that I've convinced myself, or not, that I can submit to this person when needed to in the relationship, if we make it that way. So when it comes, and the submission goes back and forth with the man and a woman, right? Or any relationship, right? In terms of depending on the situation at hand. You're going to play to your weaknesses, you're going to play to your strengths, and vice versa. And then we need to be able, at a drop of a dime, sometimes be able, like, you got this? No, you got this. And then I got you this way. And so somebody's becoming a lead, somebody's being dominant in that moment, the other person's being submissive. It's not always a sexual thing. Submissiveness and dominance, it happens inside as well as outside the bedroom.
Okay.
So that is all tied into the pride and being able to humble yourself in a relationship, as an individual and in a relationship.
Right. So my top 3. I'm sleeping, so I can talk.
Oh, okay, good.
My top 3. He has to be God-fearing. That's one thing that I need to have, because growing up in a Catholic household. And you guys met my mother. I mean, she is just like, she's not a Bible thumper, but she's a Bible knower. And if you don't know Boom J, then you have no place over here. So, and I think she's instilled that in me and all my siblings, that, someone has to be God-fearing in terms of where you lead, where you're going to lead yourself. Right. The person has to be, he has to have fun. He has to know when to let loose. Right. He doesn't have to be funny, but he has to know how to let loose and get yourself together. And I think lastly, but certainly not the last, but on this particular topic, is just he has to be assertive.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mhm.
has to be assertive. You have to know what you want, and you have to be able to go and get it,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to protect me in
In the
at the
process.
same time.
Mm-hmm.
And you going, dog. I'm right with you. I'm your road dog, but you gotta protect me too. You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Boy, yeah. Well, anyways, that's all I oh shoot. No, that's not what I want to do. All right. So ladies, um, have you ever considered going to therapy for any reason? And you don't have to reveal why you're going to therapy, but just it's a yes or no question.
I've been.
You
I've
been
been. I need
okay?
to go back. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
And I think therapy should be. I think therapy is good, and
Mhm.
you don't need therapy when things are bad.
No,
You can just
absolutely.
go, just to go, and it allows you to get an unbiased opinion on
Mm-hmm.
your situation. And therapy is only good as much as you make it, right?
As
You
much as you receive it, yep.
right. So you go to this individual who's willing to help you manage your everyday thoughts. What are you
Mhm.
going through in your head? But it's no good to you if you're not really open and honest and self-aware about it and dumping everything
Right.
in your heart and your mind on the table, right?
Mhm.
And be able to sift through it and like, okay, today we're gonna work on this.
Right.
Or for the next few weeks, we're gonna work on this,
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, you don't have to wait when it's terrible
Mm-hmm.
times for you to do it.
Right.
When if you know that you feel a little bit off, like something ain't right, or you just feel like, I'm good, but I feel like I could be better.
Mm-hmm.
Prime opportunity to just go for it. You just never you get that extra from that person, so that's I think that I do therapy. I have to go back, and I think it's good for everybody.
Yeah. Now, how do you motivate yourself? Susie, same question. How do you guys motivate yourself to stay motivated? Ugh.
Um,
I know Mondays, I'm like, heck no, I don't want to go to work. That's all that. But I do, just in case any of
it's
my coworkers are listening. Yes, I do. I go to work happily.
it's
Bless your
actually
heart.
kind of it's a little bit hard for me to stay motivated. That's an area that I struggle in
Mm-hmm.
a lot. So what I do is I do a lot of writing down stuff. I do a lot of lists. Um just little things,
Mm-hmm.
checking it off, making me feel like I accomplished something for the
Okay.
day, whether it's running an errand or calling, making a phone call to someone or making a doctor's appointment, whatever. Like I have to physically see it. I have to physically write it. I have to kind of like participate in it somehow so that I can feel motivated because I do have trouble staying motivated and then like procrastination starts to seep in.
Right.
I get tired, my body
So
isn't the same
wait,
as it
so
used to
do you,
be, and
do,
it's just
do you write down what time to go to bed?
no, but I mean I do set a timer on my phone to remind me to get to
Go to
bed by
bed.
a certain
I do
time.
the same thing. I do the same thing.
I may not follow it, but it's
But
just
I'm in
something
bed.
I
I'm near the
know.
bed
I know.
yeah.
Yo,
around
can I
that time.
can I ask you, ladies, do you guys ever put on any relaxation music
I do.
to go?
Yeah,
I do
do.
Spotify, and I do the rain playlist when I'm getting ready to go to bed.
Rain playlist.
I
And I
used to
have
do
my
a rain playlist.
and I have my Bluetooth speakers, and I put it in a way where it sounds like I'm really outside, and so I crack the window open, and it's nice and cool, and I have my comforters and everything. And you see memes about it. You get so hot that you have a leg sticking out from underneath the covers
Yep.
off the bed.
Yep.
That's me with my rain playlist. I'm not the fuck out,
So
gone.
let me
Okay.
tell you, I have this oh my gosh, this playlist that I have, and it's I just love the sounds of the sea, just like
Yep.
waving, crashing back and forth, and the little
Listen.
birds in the sky. Girl, not my
See?
kids, not. I am boy.
Yeah.
And then one day I see Elijah. We're in the morning doing doing some stuff for the kids before they get on the bus.
Mhm.
And then I happen to come in the living room, and because I have a Google what's that called, Google Dot or whatever it
Yep.
is, Google na salon
I
in
know
the
what you're
living
talking
room.
about, right? Mhm.
This dude done put outdoor outdoor music or outdoor listen, and
Sounds.
all yes, and all I hear is first go tweet, tweet, and I hear ruffling of the winds blowing. I'm like, what the hell is this, dog? What are you? He
Do
said
it.
it relaxes me. I said, in the morning, dog, we trying to get the kids.
Just woke up. How you not relaxed?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mhm.
All right, so here is part of the segment that I like to call pet peeves. Before we finish off our thing, I would like to know a couple of pet peeves that get you out your character. Mine, let me
Mhm.
start off.
Yeah.
My pet peeve is when there's a fire engine or an EMT coming, and then the person in front of you is just standing there. I mean, literally, bam, 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 and they're just and this just sitting there. I'm like, hello, can you move?
Move. Right.
Move.
Mhm.
One of my pet peeves. Go on, ladies. Any of you?
Go ahead, Emily. I'll let you go.
I don't know.
You have any pet peeves?
I mean, I have high threshold for things, but I mean,
Oh, I like how she called it. I have threshold.
Thresholds.
Thing. That's the new way. You see how I didn't get divorced? I said
Yes,
I'm married and
married,
I'm
yes.
married B.
Yeah.
So now I have thresholds for
Mhm.
things.
um,
What you
I
got?
think because I've been doing it for so long, like customer service just really hits home. And like when I go to a store or when I go to a fast food restaurant and it's
Mhm.
not there, it really, really irks me
Mhm.
because you know what I mean? Like I started working when I was what, 16 or something,
Yep.
retail. And so the orientation, the training that we got, it was all about customer service.
Mhm.
Somebody's coming to your store, you're
Mhm.
gonna be pleasant to that person. They're
Right.
Right.
purchasing from you, not necessarily from you, but they're purchasing something from you. You're representing the store.
Yep.
You need to put a smile on your face at the
Mhm.
minimum. And when I see that that's just kind of like out the door, it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh man.
That just I can't. I just because it's not that hard to do, but
Mm-mm.
I think we've become a society where it's kind of like, well, I'm gonna get paid anyway, you know, and people just forget about
Right.
the customer service. And customer service doesn't mean that the customer is always right. I
Right.
know that's how kind of we grew up back in the
Yeah.
day. It's
Mhm.
just more like I'm gonna treat you the way I'd want to be treated if I was rolling up to
Right.
McDonald's
Right.
buying
Mhm.
Right.
something. And I
Right.
think people just tend to forget to put yourself in other people's shoes.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would say lack of customer service is like one of
Your
my like
pet peeve.
it's yeah, it hits home for me.
Mm. Yeah.
Mhm.
How about you, Suze?
Lack of common sense.
Oh, common sense ain't so common, honey.
That's what it is. So this
Common
when I
sense
when
ain't
I
no
see
common.
when I don't see the common sense, I'm like Jesus.
You said, look at that judge.
Pretty much. Like Lord help me. Like
But
it's
that,
not that hard.
yo, but I know coming from your background, from where you work, I mean, there's people that may not know the enter button or the escape.
Yes, that's true.
You cannot be so hard on
I'll give you a good example. So earlier this week, we're wrapping up for the end of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and last day at work for everybody to be on campus is
Right.
17th. And so a ticket comes in, and there's a professor who says that her laptop is not working properly. Like
Mm-hmm.
Word is not working, and this is not working. I'm like, okay, so bring it in. So I'm not even around when she brings it in, but my two technicians are like, the person was very rude with us. And I'm like, how were they rude with you? I don't understand. And they explained it to me. So I'm like, okay, fine, cool, whatever. And so I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, not a problem. I'm like, she was rude because you were white people. You're all white. So whatever. I'm like, we'll see how this works. So then
Mm-hmm.
I think the same day she came and she rang the doorbell to the suite. And I heard it and I went and I opened the door. And she was like, oh, am I looking for Suzanne? I'm like, I'm Suzanne. Her tone, she shifted. I'm like, can I help you? Yeah, I brought my laptop for you. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine, cool. We can sit down and work on it. So the next day, we had a scheduled appointment. Next day she comes in and we're sitting there and we're going through the laptop. And I'm like, I realize that the wireless is like, it's not connected to the wireless system. I'm able to get that squared away. And then she was like, see, one of the examples I have, I can't open, like I open up the Word document and nothing's happening. Like, why is it happening? I'm like, you see the yellow bar at the top? And
Wait,
you see
push
it.
your finger.
Yep. No, I said, you see the yellow bar at the top? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what does it say? What does it say in the right-hand corner of that yellow bar? Activate. Did you click on activate? She clicked on activate. And then okay. And then I'm like, when did you use this laptop last? Oh, I used it like 3 days ago. I'm like, not possible. No way.
Wow.
Because this computer had no updates of any kind for like 2-3 weeks. I'm like, ma'am, you don't need to fucking lie. Anyway, I'm like, click on activate. She clicked on activate and then ask her for her email address. What do I do? Put your email address in. She puts the email address in and she went through the whole thing. Oh, it works. I'm like, and you are a professor.
Leave her alone, Susie. Leave
nope,
her alone.
I'll do one better for you.
Okay.
So she did that. And well, there was something else that was wrong on the computer. Oh, she wanted to get into a Gmail account, her personal Gmail account.
Yep.
And so a lot of email systems have two-step verification. And so this one had, so Gmail she had it enabled for her account. And so on the screen, it gives you a code. Yes. And it tells you, it's telling you, go to the app on your phone and put the code or select whatever, right? Yes. That matches with what you see on the screen. She's like, so she's looking at the phone and she's looking at the laptop. And then she's like, what do I do? I'm like, do you see anything that matches? she's like, I see 65. I'm like, okay, you see 65 on the laptop. What do you see on your phone? I see 60. I'm like, press the 65. She presses 65 and lets her in. And she's like, okay, now what? And so it's going through this whole security thing. Right. And I'm like, if you want to, you can go through it. That's perfectly fine. That's up to you. That's between you and Jesus Christ. Wow. Not my problem because it's your personal account. I got you as far as I could. And so she went through it and it's like, what else do I do? Like the whole screen is done, right? I'm like, you just exit the browser? like how is it that you're a professor for so many years, but you can't do basic, because like, how do you live? Like, if you can't do this, like, who is like, somebody's doing this shit for you at home.
Well, yeah. Just pray for her, Suze. That's all.
I know. I'll keep that prayer. Thank you.
Wait. You said you're going to keep the prayer?
Yeah. Because you know what it is? My techs are the ones who told me she came in and she was very rude. And you know how Emily was talking about customer service as a pet peeve. Right. My pet peeve is when customers come in and have the nerve to think that they can talk to you or my technicians any which way. Right. And so she came in huffing and puffing. And then so I told her, so when the professor was sitting, I'm like, when did these issues begin? When did they start? And she's like, 2 weeks ago. And you're coming 2 days before the semester is over. And I said, do me a favor, next time when it happens, don't wait the full 2 weeks. Because now if this wasn't working, I don't have anything to give you to even work for the semester, for the break. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, don't do that again. Like, next time, as soon as you see an issue, don't wait for it to pile up. Just come to us immediately and we can resolve the issue. And she was very happy, pleasant, and she went away. But it was just like, my technicians, when she left my office, they were like, what did you do? I was just like, it's the resting bitch face from a Black woman. That's all it is. You know, I'm taller than her and, scare her or whatever. I use it to my advantage. Like, literally, she saw me and she was just like, oh. It probably don't help that I'm a Black woman and I have no hair on my head. So it's just like, oh, I look like
some bamboo earrings.
Right. And I think that, you're right. And I think that, and that's something at work, like, I think that some people are intimidated by me because I'm this Black woman in IT and I have no hair on my head. And so I know I look pissed off most of the time. So it works to my advantage. I'm like, I don't like you. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. But yeah. I digress. But anyway, so yeah.
But let me tell you, I swear that sometimes when I put on, you know how they have those African head wrap? Yo, sometimes when I put it on, people just act real differently. Like I am like pro-black, like, hey, hello,
Right, you like,
ma'am, how you do? Dog.
I'm just having a bad hair day. That's all I'm having.
That's all it is, right?
I'm not even pro-black like right now. Like it's just I'm having a bad hair day. I didn't want to comb
Or
it.
I'm doing a deep conditioner. I mean, it's
Right,
gonna
right,
last
like
the whole day. What's
yeah,
wrong with
no.
you? No, stop it.
Oh my God. And you know what? I believe that your hairstyle that you have on your head, it dictates how certain people approach you. And
Yeah,
then,
yep,
and
it
going
does.
back to the dating scene, I truly believe that it determines what kind of man approaches you in the dating scene. So like when with this haircut, the approaches I get, like people, I just had somebody in my inbox before we started this today, where he was just like, he's talking to me. He's like, I'm submissive.
He's submissive already? Just
He's submissive. I just met you, dude. Like, excuse my French, but nigga, like, what's happening?
Whoa.
He was like, my goddess, I'm submissive. I'm like,
what? He thought this was what's it called?
and I was like, why? What? I don't know you, sir. You're in my DM, and he's like, I saw your picture, and you just look like a goddess. I'm like, Lord.
Okay,
I was like, this
whatever.
is really crazy right now.
All right, so guys, let me see. We're heading toward the end of our podcast here, so I just want to know a couple of things about you guys. I know your ethnicity is Haitian, and how proud of you are you? How proud are you of your family and your heritage?
I'm very proud of my family and my heritage, definitely. Yeah, we've come a long way. So yeah.
Okay, and what's your favorite or worst memory of it as a kid being Haitian?
Oh, I think not memory, but just as a Haitian kid, and you know, you're the first generation. I'm the first gen.
Yeah.
For my family, I remember moments where I'm like, man, I wish I was white, and I didn't have a true appreciation for being Haitian, because there were things that I saw other kids of other ethnicities being able to do. Like, I want to sleep over my friend's house, but I can't. I want to celebrate Halloween, but I can't.
Yo, what? You said sleepover?
What is no thing as sleepover? Right.
No way.
You have your own, like I remember asking, my mom was like, you have your own bed.
That's right. Why you going to other people's bed to get pinez?
Like, really? Pinez.
That's bed bugs, for those who do not speak Creole. Pinez. The word of the day is pinez. Not penis, but pinez.
P-N-E-Z. Pinez. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's the only thing that I did not like when I was growing up. But as time went on and I see things now, and I'm like, you know what? It was for the best. You know, it protected me where it needed to protect me, you know. So that's what.
And how about you, Em?
In terms of
favorite or worst memory as a kid being Haitian?
I mean, I think I will probably piggyback on what Suzanne said, that, you know, back in the day.
You were white?
Well, no, not that part, but I mean, not having a true appreciation for my my background, you know, because I know back in the 80s and probably 90s, and people used to they used to come pretty down hard on Haitian people.
Oh yeah, I mean, Haitian and it was AIDS. Haitian,
it was,
Haitian was little farmers market in the square. They call it Little Haiti. We always wear tube socks with Jesus sandals.
But now they're all about us.
Yeah, they were all about us, but they just didn't want to be all about us in public.
It was always in private, right?
So my best memory is being in coming home and having some Haitian spaghetti. Ooh, when my mom make it, either with some angoussaw, that's what's it called, smoked herring. Oh boy, I can taste it in my mouth. Oh yeah. And my worst memory is there was one time I was at a party up the street from at my girl's house. Shout out to Bernadine Altador. And she, my mom actually sent my niece Daphne to go get me. And I was, at that time, I was like 17. I was like, yo, Daphne, go home. I'll be there. And when Daphne came back and told my mother, Madame, you get bien, that Sheila said, go back home. And she coming. She said,
Your
okay.
mom.
She said, Maptanli, I'm going to wait for her. So I come back an hour later,
Damn.
thinking I'm cool and stuff, walking in.
Forgot you were Haitian. That's
I was
what
like,
you
hey,
forgot.
yeah, I did. I forgot I was Haitian.
Sure enough, forgot you were Haitian.
I said, hey, Mom, I'm here. I'm back. I'm here. She said, oh, okay. Koroteye. Mom,
Where were you?
Lana, Laka Benadi, I was at a party. Sorry, guys. She said, oh, you think you're grown? She took that wooden spoon. Hallelujah. May she rest in peace. He get Bjorn. Took that wooden spoon and she gave me a top bow. And on the third one, I said, I am woman, hear me roar. I inadvertently put my hand up.
Oh, you're beating her up.
Caught her hand in mid swing.
Ma'am, are you still alive to talk about that?
I know. She was like, mais she la besoin batouin.
He want to beat you up. He's like, wait a minute, Mom. I'm not trying to beat you up.
Oh my God. And then she started calling every single
everybody in the community.
In the Haitian community say Sheila wanted to beat up her mother. That's my worst memory. But I remember that I would never try again. If she would send somebody to come fetch me,
you gotta be out. You gotta be out.
I never ever want to experience that again.
That was funny.
Ever.
We thought you were the shit. You like, I'm having a good time at this party. You can't tell me shit.
What? You see, baton I said, ooh. And then, girl, I thought, listen, I thought I was hard. She went for that third swing. Bah! I was like, yo, what are you doing?
Man, that's American. The worst you can do. That's the worst.
I thought I was American.
Yeah, you forgot you were Haitian. You thought you were African American or any other American, right?
My gosh, that Haitian woman came out. Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Listen.
She went 10 times harder and 10 times faster. I was lady,
like, where did she come from? That's the worst thing you can do in a beating is catch the belt, catch the weapon, or catch their hand, because if you do, it's the end of the world. There you go.
Absolutely. All right, ladies, last two questions. Oh my goodness. What is the name of an artist, a musical artist, past or present, that gets you into that mood?
Excuse me. I think I have a couple of them to
Just
get
one,
me in the
one. Not in the sexual
mood. What any no.
Not in the sexual mood.
Why was I gonna say?
No, because we
I
know
wasn't gonna say sexual.
Yeah, because your hair is
what?
got a short haircut.
No, ma'am. Wait, ma'am. You know what? Anyways, sheesh. Oh my God. My favorite artist to get me like amped up for the day or whatever.
Yes.
I want to say Chris Brown.
Chris Brown, what song?
What is it? The one that was during the pandemic. Go over. I forgot what it is. Hold on, I'll tell you.
Go Crazy?
Go Crazy. Yeah, I like that song. Fix Your Face.
Crazy. Go Crazy. Sometimes
you know why I like Go Crazy? Because he did a quick little video of dancing when he was walking down the street, and I just loved it. And that's actually one of the videos I sent you. That's like, I said, you and I should definitely do that video because it is hilarious.
I'm gonna try to play it on here so people can hear while Emily tell me. It better not be Tevin Campbell either. It better not be Tevin Campbell. I don't know if you guys can hear this.
We can hear it.
You can't?
I can.
Okay. Going to the intro, outro to this. This is instrumental because I don't want to get cut off from you to hey. Go. Hey, go Susie, it's your birthday. Bon anniversaire. No?
Oh, no.
You want
Oh,
to-
sorry, we got lost. Emily, what's your favorite artist?
So I mean, I've gone through obviously phases and things like that,
Mhm.
where I've had different artists that I've really admired. Like, you know, Tevin Campbell was one of them. Janet
Mhm.
Jackson, Erica Badu, Sade, Tribe Called Quest. But I think
Yo,
right now,
dog, I just said one freaking
Oh,
artist.
okay,
Just rattle off like 20 of them, okay? Anyways.
right now, like I'm listening to Lecrae, a lot of Lecrae's music, and basically it's
Lecrae?
he's
I'm sorry, people may not understand. Spell that for me. So I
So
can
look,
put it on YouTube.
Lecrae.
I think I just started getting into Lecrae too.
He he's
Lec-
under the genre of Christian rap.
Mhm.
But I think it's just I've just been introduced to more and more
Lecrae.
Christian rap over the
Okay.
years from my brother and stuff like that.
Mhm.
All right.
And
So which song?
he is one of his songs that he has is Coming in Hot with Andy Manino. And it's I think they even
Andy?
played on Manino.
Andy or Annie?
Andy.
Manino.
It's called Hot or Coming in Hot. That's one of his
Coming
popular
in
songs.
hot. Okay, I got it
Yeah.
right here. The official music video. I don't know. Wait. Anybody got that? Oh wow.
It's good to know the calories. I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast cause we still alive. No big, I feel like Pac.
Wow.
I shoot a shot.
You hear that? Bleep, bleep, bleep. I have not heard this.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm listening to now. It puts me in that mood. It's uplifting, plus the beats are dope. So I've been listening to a lot of Christian rap.
Okay.
All right.
Sheila, what's your favorite?
My favorite, it will still and forever will be. I'm sorry. Let me put it on. And it's music that gets me. It brings me back to my hometown, and I'm like, woo! It just brings me back to those 80s and 90s. Hold on, I get it. Sorry, I really like this. I'm like, this is really
A good one.
Okay. You tell me. Tell me if you know this song, ladies. Well, without the intro of the whatever, the ads. Here we go. You guys hear it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You heard
Yeah.
Emily?
If nobody knows, if you're ever at a party with Sheila and she's sitting silently quiet, that's a rarity, but she's sitting in the corner and this song comes up, she will push through the crowd and everybody and make space for herself in the middle of the dance floor and bust a move to you young kids might not know what bust a move, but start dancing to this song and don't get, she'll grab whoever is nearby in the perimeter and dance with you until she is done.
Yes, I am.
And you know, the thing about this song too is like I feel like it has never aged.
No, it's never.
It's something
never
that you can
dated,
still
man.
play at if you go to a bar now.
If you go
play
to
this
a
song
club, a
and you
wedding,
think that,
a party, it's always popping.
It just
That's
has
right.
never aged.
Oh
Like,
my
it's
gosh.
just-
Wait. I knew mine. Wait. Okay. Now that we had a little fun, our last question. If you can write a letter to yourself in the next 5 years, for the in the future of 5 years, that you can open, what would you say? You'd be like 50, right? So at the age of 50, you're opening up this letter that you wrote right now. What would you say? Dear Susie, go.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. You have to get back to me on that on a later podcast.
No, I can't get to back to you in a later podcast. I need to know now.
I don't know. Emily, you can answer.
Well,
I'm-
Emily's not Susie.
No, answer for herself, ma'am. Ma'am.
My response is probably gonna be just as bad because I think it would be like super emotional for me. So I can't even think of that. I
Right.
can't even think of what I would say. I think I'm
Right.
with Suzanne.
No.
Right. You gotta come back to
can-
me.
Like if I had to write today, if I could write to my former self like 5 years ago, I think I have a better chance of that. But in the future,
In the future.
I'm not so sure. I don't know. I honestly don't
Oh,
know.
you know what?
Do you? Do you?
I think I would write, Dear Sheila, you did it. You accomplished the things that you already said that you put into writing. Congratulations on the new promotion.
Mhm.
Don't worry, your mom and dad loves you so much. They're watching over you all the time.
Mhm.
Wow, you did an amazing job with Nahel and Ethan.
Mhm.
Love you always. Yourself. That's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this time and efforts on my very first podcast with my lovely ladies, Emily and Suzanne. I thank you guys. Give yourself a round of applause. Yay. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for coming in and sharing your little life experiences with my listeners. I appreciate you guys dearly. Just to guys let you know that the podcast will be airing soon. That's all I gotta say. Soon, as I edit and all that. But just wanted to let you guys know that you guys are well appreciated. Thank you for all my supporters, my husband, my friends, my family that have been behind me from the previous when I've been on stage, when I'm doing Facebook Live, and now onto this new adventure of doing podcasts and bringing everybody in as a community. I appreciate you always, fans and everyone. Please stay tuned for upcoming podcasts with different topics that Suzanne and Emily will be part of. We have future table talks with the Sisters of the Clergy. We have table talks with single men in the 2000s, and other things coming up. One more thing is coming up is the Woman of Color, where we talk about women of color, some of the struggles that they've come in contact with, and how they're dealing with it today. So, with that being said, I want to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for taking the time to listen to us. Miss Emily, would you like to say goodbye?
Sure. Thank you so much. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Shout out to Sheila on this first podcast. And
Definitely.
Cards.
and yeah, it was nice hanging out with you guys, and hope to do it again.
Yes, you will be with a picture.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You got this fake small picture that I can't even read.
It says freedom is the oxygen of the something. I
So,
don't know.
yeah, I can't even
That's all I got.
read.
25-year-old eyes. That's all I got.
All right. And you, Miss Susie, say goodbye to our listeners.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for checking in with us. We appreciate it. Thank you, Sheila, for having us.
Yes.
Definitely appreciate it. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see where this goes. Definitely. And I look forward to the future. Thank you.
Yes. I appreciate you ladies coming because I am going to be the new Haitian Oprah, and you get a car and you get a car and give me that bug.
Lord.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you on the flip side.